3,
four,
4,
five.
5.
And we're live. Welcome, ladies and
right.
gentlemen. Welcome to the server. This is our first episode.
Yo.
This has been in the making for a little while. We are a little late onto this episode, so you might be seeing it a day later. You might be seeing it by the end of the night that I wanted to post it.
Today, we got to do it right. All right.
This for
Not
clarity,
just-
because I know I did not post on my story. Sorry for interrupting you, Lion. This
good.
is just a podcast where we just kind of talk about whatever comes to mind, whether it's current stuff that's going on in the media, like the whole Luigi thing, which we won't really talk about because I don't know enough about it. Ryan
like
probably doesn't know enough
Mario
about it.
Luigi?
Yes.
It's a me, I'm Luigi.
Yes, absolutely, Lion. Or we just talk about any everyday tangents, like when I work in retail, or when Ryan works at the gym and he sees those little snow bunnies in there, or whenever one of our friends decides to do some really, really retarded shit. But we're
We
here.
have so many stories of that, bro.
We have a lot of stuff we can talk about.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we're doing this in the first place. So, what's your
By the
topic
way,
be today?
I know. I just want to ask a question about the podcast. I should have asked this before you turning it on. We're not editing any of this out, right? All of this is live,
Nope.
right?
All of it is live.
All right.
Live.
So if I fuck up, it's on the internet forever. All right.
Yep. That's why you gotta watch what you say. So no hard R's, Ryan. I know you love those.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. The racist in me needs it.
Anyways, before we just like ruin our careers online forever, what should our first topic be about for the night?
Jeez, I don't know.
Let's talk about your gym routine. I wasn't there for you today. I had my rest day today. How was it with Mr. Apple?
I'm telling him you said that, bro. It went great. We hit a little bit of PRs today. I hit 195 on bench press today. Adam hit 200 on bench press.
Damn. That is good. Wait, how much did he hit?
200 pounds.
And you were 195? You're right behind him. Damn. I can't even hit that. What? I don't even remember what my PR is. I think I was able to hit 245 plates. So what's that? Like 135? Yeah, 135.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
and I was barely able to do a couple. But to be fair, it's been a while since I've been out of there, so I don't know.
Well, it's that, but it's also like you have a lot of other responsibilities, like you working in retail and such is to me, it's always more important to work like a stable job than just to, go to the gym and get big,
Well, I have a lot of free time on my hands too. Even though I work full time, I definitely have a lot of free time, and I make myself have a lot of free time, given the fact I have no
then
sleep.
Get your ass into the gym immediately. Yeah. All right.
That's what I've been doing. But man, I really felt it today in my little quads, the leg workout we had yesterday. Because what me and Adam did, so when you and Spider-Man were going upstairs doing y'all's little gym buddy thing like we used to do in wrestling, when me and Adam were hitting leg press, we were hitting, I think we were 3 plates?
Mr. Apple.
Whatever. It's not like people are going to find them. Or maybe they could. Who knows? I don't know at this point. But anyways, we did 3 sets of... I did 15. I think Adam only did 10 of leg press. He did, I think, 12 minimum on the calf raise. And I think we went to 220, if I remember right, at the end of the set. And we did about 3 sets of it. I did... The first 2 were 15s, and the last one I decided I want to go overkill and go to 30, which I definitely felt in my calves today. Today was the one day. So when I work retail, I work dairy pretty much all the time, frozen dairy. It's a system I've gotten like so rough in my head whenever they like move me into another little spot inside of like the whole stocking thing. I kind of forget the other thing. But the one thing I do remember is whenever I do rolling bins or really anything that isn't dairy, I'm constantly going up the little ladder cart that we were given. And it was the wrong day because I'm constantly going up those, and I really felt it when I went down the stairs this morning. Because I could feel my quads, my whole legs they were strong, but they felt like jello at the same time. They were they're still so sore. I'm having a problem just sitting down crisscross applesauce like I am right now, because it is cold down here and I don't have pajama pants on like I normally do. I have shorts on, which sucks, but oh well.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that though.
But I mean, today was a slow day at work. It wasn't bad.
I had a great day at work, even though what I'm about to tell you seems like it was a horrible day.
Who knows? I went through my old contacts today and finally deleted a whole bunch of them, and then I found somebody that was named Sierra, and I had to make sure it wasn't your Sierra.
Oh my god, dude! If it was, I would be very surprised if it's the
I
one.
was too, because I was like, how the hell? Because I didn't know who it was. It just said Sierra. It didn't have a picture, didn't have a name. Like, I didn't even have a past conversation with them. I was like, did Ryan give me their contact? Why the fuck do I have a Sierra in my phone?
Hey, names. Come on, man.
Oh, whatever.
But I feel like in 10 years, when like if this ever becomes famous or some shit, me and like people are gonna be trying to figure out our identities or something, and be like, oh look, we found his real name. All right.
Dude, people are going to do that. People love doxing, especially if you're quote unquote cancelable. It's whatever. We're small now. It doesn't matter. In 10 years.
Well, I mean, it's also like, you know, it's just because they just want to see us fail.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, they don't like it that people want to have private lives.
Well, I mean,
like, let me just say this real quick. The reason I want to be very private about like my real name, my real life and such is not because of me. Like, I would not give a shit if I'm all over the internet. I would care when my loved ones, like my mom, my sisters and such, when they would get projected into the spotlight, because they didn't ask for that.
Well,
they did not agree to this or anything like that. So I would not want them on here, you know?
They'll be fine. They're Kamala supporters anyways.
Okay, you don't have to make this political, Sam.
I didn't make it political. I was just saying.
I know they're, hey, listen, I know they're Kamala supporters, but still, like, they're the people that raised me. Like, remember, my parents are pacifists, like, very good people. Like, they did not sign up for this. They always led like very private lives, and why would I want to take that away from them? You know?
I mean, fair enough, but
you know, if I was living by myself, I didn't have a good relationship with them, or like something else like that, where they weren't really in my life. Oh yeah, I would not give a fuck. Like, I would tell you my full name, all that shit. Like, because at the end of the day,
now that I think about it, I don't even know your middle name. I mean,
really?
It's not like you're going to say it on here, to be fair. But I just remembered I don't remember your middle name. Okay, buddy. But why I do it is for part of the same reason, as well as you know how my actual life has went with very specific people that I don't want finding me. So
yeah,
we do know all about that. So that's part of why we have
those
disagreement.
People actually got us closer together, you know. I mean, it's got us to a point where we're actually starting a podcast together.
Yeah, and then also, like, because I forgot your last name, you're now your name retard in my phone. So there's that, and you'll stay that contact forever. And then if you ever get married, and I ever have your husband's number, it can be Mr. and Mr. Retard.
Oh my god, bro.
I mean, you're going Navy. Of course you're going to have a husband.
Oh yeah, that's true. But it don't matter.
I mean, Lily did say you're the gayest one, so to be fair.
Okay, first off, she said my best friend I was the second gayest. If you're going to call me gay, get it right. All right? Second off, Lily was also, for her entire life, people thought that she was also not a feminist, thought that she was a lesbian, so.
I never thought that once about her.
Well, that's what she told me, and honestly, when I looked at her and the way she said it, I could relate to that.
Probably because lesbians were constantly around her.
And by the way, hey, I just want to say from now on, whenever we're mentioning other people, like, try to just go with, like, Mr. or Mrs. L. Just to be safe, you know?
Well, I did try to go by, like, just little code names, but then you kind of ruined it immediately, so it was like, you know,
how did I ruin it?
Mr. Apple, and then you immediately said his actual name, so, you know.
What? I didn't say his real name. I said I was gonna tell him you said that.
And then you said his name afterwards when I asked you what your gym routine was today.
Oh, I did?
Yes, you did.
Alright, well, I mean, if anyone listening, a few years down the line or whatever,
We're talking
he
about
got
Adam
smitten.
from Omniverse.
Yes, he's Omni-Man, alright?
Yes, he's Omni Man. Think,
What
Mark,
will you
think.
have after 500 years?
Think, Lion, think.
God. But,
Oh,
yeah.
another thing we wanted to bring up real quick, because we talked about it right before we went live. But if anybody out there, for any reason, wants to, I don't think anyone's going to unless it's like years from now. But if anybody wants to shoot us their little design, I'm big into the Roman numeral 5. And of course, we have Lion, which is my friend right here,
Me?
which is part of the server. If you would love to shoot us like a little design, I would love to see fan art of some sort. Not like we're gonna have fans immediately. I don't imagine that
Yeah, I
happening.
doubt that.
But I would love to see some design out there. That would just be amazing, in my opinion. To just maybe one day scroll through that and whatnot. We might, because I will be launching this on Spotify. This won't be exclusively to YouTube. It's easier to start on YouTube and then go to Spotify, because then I have to log out of my account on here to go, and then I have to figure out the whole Spotify thing because I never figured it out before. Which honestly had all the time in the world this last week to do it, but I've been working constantly, been too tired to think of doing it until literally today. And then I was scrambling earlier today to get everything finished, ready together, and then get Lion on because he's busy talking to his sister from another mister and Apple.
Yep. Hey,
So,
listen, it was the first time they were meeting today, and they connected really well, alright?
I mean, me and her connected pretty well too, and I just randomly came across her. As soon as she was
Yeah,
bringing up her
no,
whole conspiracy theory stuff, we both went off. We both got.
she'll be the first guest.
I guess so. Yeah.
Wait, actually, she had her own podcast, actually.
I mean, it's not just going to be exclusively me and you, so
Oh, yeah.
we will have other people on here at
I'm
some
sure. I'm
point.
sure plenty of people will get tired of us.
No, it's not that. It's just it's nice to bring refreshers, bring new people in.
It's gonna be that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that server,
Yeah.
Mr. Est.
I mean, the
the fuck
server's
is
to
your
link to
nickname
other
again?
people, right?
Oh, wait, what's your nickname again?
It's just V.
V. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's my actual nickname, anyways. So.
Yeah. I've known you for years, Mr. V, and I've never heard anyone call you that once.
Yeah, because there's a reason why no one's called me that once.
What? Are you an online hacker or something?
No, that's what I go by because
Oh, you
I
should
don't
have
want.
said yes, just so people don't find out our identities, man.
Oh shush.
If they think we're dangerous, they won't try to go after us. All right.
Dangerous? Oh my god! Just wait until they find the leak photos between you and me.
Hey, and if anyone finds those, just want to let you know in advance. A lot of racist shit. Okay.
Oh, that
Just
wasn't
be
what I was
prepared.
talking about, but okay.
Just be prepared for that.
I was talking about more of how my dick is dangerous to your butthole, but never
Oh
mind.
my god, not on here, babe.
Oh, calm down, honey.
Is this how we're gonna introduce the podcast?
It is what it is. Come on.
I know, man. But hey, we're just vibing, brother.
But you know what? Let's talk about a quick story. Let's talk about how me and Lion became friends. So I'm not
Oh my
originally
God.
from the area that we live in.
Wait. Can I tell this story actually?
You know what? I want to hear your take on it. I do want to hear your
Alright.
perspective,
So
and then I'll tell
for
mine.
a bit of context, I was in middle school, probably 5th grade, I would say. I was in a very toxic friend group at the time. It was a point to where literally every single one of them was friends with me to make fun of me. That is not me making a joke or anything like that. They were literally there to make fun of me and point fingers and laugh. whenever we were at lunch, that's when it would get really bad. V was known at our school for a reason I'm
Scooter
not gonna
Kid.
say here,
Scooter
but
Kid.
okay, yeah, Scooter Kid. He was known around the school for that,
Like
and he sat with us at the table that day for some reason, and everyone started laying the fuck into him except for me because I'm actually a kind person and didn't want him to deal with that. However, everyone kept doing it more and more, and it was like kept ramping up, and eventually everyone turned to me and started patronizing me for not making fun of him. They were saying like, "Go get him, come on, man!" Like, and so I turned to him. As I open my mouth, V stares me in the face and goes, "If you say anything, I'll fucking kill you."
Okay, I don't remember saying that exactly.
Okay, this was a long time ago. I don't remember you saying what you said. I just remembered that's how you sounded, and that's all I needed to know to not fuck with you. And yeah, that's how we became friends. We
Well,
started talking after that, and a few years later, we got the same class. Started talking more and more. Got your contact info, and now we're here starting a Discord as we're about to get married.
so my version of events, because I have really, really good memory. I'm not saying you definitely got the base down, but I have more of the details. So this was his friend group that he was in, and the only class I never ever had with him. I had switched around like 3 different times in the beginning of 8th grade because I was a completely new student to.
Well, it was also like you, for some reason, the school just did not like you at the time.
They didn't like me because of how crazy I was at the moment, because I truly was just like a crazy child.
Yeah.
But I went in. I remember Coach Allen. I mean, we can say his name. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
it was.
I love Alan, man. He was such a good teacher.
He was great. He was the best stepfather of any teacher in that school. But
Okay.
it was a history class, and he had sat us in a specific way where his little friends were surrounding me, and because I was no scary kid, so everybody loved to pick on me. I was that one kid that was popular but not popular. I was popular because I did something completely different than anybody else.
Popular for the wrong reasons. That's the best way to putting that.
Wrong and right at the same time. The wrong reasons would come down later when I got suspended for finger guns, and then
I forgot about that.
And then also threatening a kid for throwing a peanut butter jelly sandwich at me with scissors. So it was that, which was the first time I got suspended in like ever. And then the second time, not long after, did I get suspended for just pointing finger guns at somebody. Which, speaking of that person, I was going through my contacts trying to figure out who it was, and I just remembered it was that person that had my contacts. So there's that. I was talking to her earlier, and I was like, "Oh, how you been?" So, anyways, my version of events, they loved like doing small remarks, something either talking about hygiene, how I was looking, whatever the heck I was talking about. The scooter, they love to try and mess with the scooter, and I have to keep like swatting and be like, "You touch my scooter, you lose your hands." Like, I was being dead ass. I was like, you can meme the scooter, but you can't touch it. Not unless you got permission from me. And even then, no one's got permission from me. So you cannot. I'm sorry, you can't. So it was, I don't remember the month. I just remember it was a little bit of time. And it was after I got back out of a different history class and got put back into this one again. Back into another honors history, I believe. And it was one day. I wasn't sitting with my normal friend group, so I decided to sit with you guys because I didn't like sitting alone. And the school cafeteria, you can't go sit in the gym anyway.
Bad choice.
It wasn't that much of a bad choice. People really learned to kind of just calm down because I didn't get as many remarks after, but I still got some. But they were giggling, they were laughing a little bit at the table, and they were trying to start stuff. I just kind of wasn't paying too much mind. I was just kind of having some small conversation, trying to understand these people. And then this little kid, Lion, Just looks up. Let's call long neck goose. We'll call him that.
Is it who I'm thinking it is?
The pussy that has gigantic anxiety problems, yes, where he has no friends
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
you know
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
who I'm talking about. Looked at him and
Okay.
he whispered something in his ear. He whispered something, or it was not him. It was somebody else too. I believe. It was a couple people, and they were trying to get him to say something.
Well, from what I remember, it was like the Mr. Gooseneck and then the Giraffe Neck.
Yeah, it was a couple people. I know it wasn't just one person, and his eyes perked up to look at me, and I knew exactly what was coming. Lion had never said anything before. And there was a couple times where I looked back because he would kind of like awkwardly laugh when they did make fun of me in that class. And I would just give him kind of the death glare. I gave it to everybody, but I knew it hit him the most. So I was waiting for
Oh
him to say
yeah.
something. And as he was opening his mouth, I said something along the lines of what Lion said. I definitely didn't say kill. I know I didn't say that because that would have been way out of pocket for me, even at that time. I probably said something like, if you say anything, your ass will end up on the damn ground. In which I was not lying. I was being dead serious. He shut up, never said anything. And he still kind of stayed in the background. Me and Ryan, Lion,
Well,
would...
and it was the main reason for that was because I didn't want to say anything to you to begin with. I don't like making fun of people like that.
Oh yeah, you had a little bit of the scared look in your eyes, which made me really like home in on the fact that I don't want you saying anything. Because then I will come back. You know how bad I can roast you now.
Oh
I
yeah.
I was way worse back then. It's just I held back a lot because a lot of the stuff that I could have said would have been way harder hitting, even for a little bit oversensitively emotional people, which was a lot of people at the time because this is middle school. Middle
Yeah.
school kids are savages. That's just how it is.
Bro, everyone would fight each other for seats in the fucking lunchroom, bro.
They would fight over a 2 out of 10 in the bathroom, or say they would fight each other in the bathroom and then don't, and then strap a condom to the toilet seat. So there's that too.
What?
Oh yeah,
What?
I don't think you remember that. The little
No.
the Red Wing bathroom had a used condom strapped to it, strapped to the toilet seat.
Wow.
I still remember that because I remember that Snapchat photo circulating. I was like, oh my god, what is going on?
I didn't have Snapchat until like sophomore year, bro.
I didn't have it till freshman, but I just remember seeing it, and I was like, this is why I don't use the school restrooms. This is exactly why I don't use them. And then, I mean, like 2 years later, we had the whole devious lick trend happen too, which made me really stay away from the restrooms. So, but 2 years down the line, because me and Lion did not have, I don't believe we had a single class freshman year of high school.
Nope.
But we did have one midway through sophomore, and we were seated next to each other. I think how we kind of knew each other. We knew each other from middle school, but we didn't really talk. It was the fact that me and him are so big into American history, especially when it comes to the
Yeah.
World War II side of things. Me and him were geeks about this shit. And
Mhm.
so we kind of got close over that. And during my whole, one of my absolute, not my worst relationship. I did reconsider the other day what my worst relationship was, and it's the one that I just broke off from. But this is my
Really?
second to worst. I mean, 4 years of mental, like, scrutiny.
Yeah.
Mental
Okay.
pain
Alright,
is
yeah.
much worse than physical pain in
Oh,
every sense of the
always.
direction. So, anyways,
Like, physical body knows what to do. The mental body is a fucking bitch.
yeah, it's a whole thing. But um so while I was going through at the time, my absolute worst relationship would be that for years. I had a really hard time trusting really anybody. But at the time, me and Ryan were kind of friends. I treated him more as a mutual at the time, as I
Okay.
did that with really
The
everybody.
lion. Alright.
Um but we had I, I was skipping classes towards the end of the year constantly. And since Lion had gotten most of his work done at the time, we had been sitting in the cafeteria. We would talk for a little bit. I don't think we played any games. If we did, maybe we had like chess. I think maybe. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But he also kind of helped me with the whole relationship drama at the time because that stuff was just absolutely
Yeah, like you had like I
mind
could tell
screwing.
you had you I could I'm sorry for interrupting, but I could tell that you had like no one else to turn to, and at that time, like I was seriously going through mental health problems.
Oh yeah, you were too. We
Like,
were both going through it together
like I
at
just
the
want to say,
same
like
time.
your thing with like the second worst relationship, that was like it was my sophomore year, right? It was our
It was
sophomore
our
year.
sophomore year, yeah.
Yeah, so you were dealing with the worst of the worst. I wasn't there yet. The worst of the worst for me was my junior year.
Really?
Yes, it was fall break of junior. I remember it like
Oh
yesterday.
yeah. So it wasn't very long after you broke your wrist.
What? No.
Or did you not
What?
break your wrist yet?
No, I didn't break my wrist yet until like halfway through that year. Like
Oh.
rest. Yeah, like I don't understand
Well,
what they're
fall
what
break was
happened.
like in October, and you broke that like a month before wrestling season started. Oh, by the way, the only reason, well, one of the big reasons why Lion is much healthier now physically is because I recommended him to do wrestling because I did it my sophomore year. I absolutely loved the absolute shit out of it. Now, junior year was just full of drama. It was just full of absolute drama because there are people
Uh,
in there that we're not going to say the name of very specific people in there because I'm not about to have to fight any legal bullshit. But let's just
you
say
lied to me about what this happened. How could you do
let's just say
that?
there was people in there that I either had any kind of relationship stuff with or people I just overall had stupid drama with or people who
Or
were just
sexually assaulted
creeps.
others.
People who were just creeps and then I did give death threats to and definitely did not regret giving them the death threats. Which is the only time I've ever done it to anybody. And I will never do it again because I was completely unhinged at the time. I was not in a good mental state whatsoever. This is still 2022, so all of 2022, I'm completely screwed up in the head at this point because that second worst relationship did a good number on me, like a
Yeah.
really, really good number on me.
Like
Um, but
like a lot of people say like 2020 was like the worst year of all
oh
time.
no,
For no,
no,
for
honey,
our like yeah, for like other generations, yes. Our generation and under, it was like some of the best times of our lives. All we did was play Fortnite, bro.
I
It
didn't.
was great.
I played Black
But
Ops 3 the entire time.
dude, fucking 2022, bro. Holy shit.
And that
But like,
was also when the Ukrainian war started too, because it literally
yep.
started right when like near the. It was either the middle of our Americans at War class or it was near the end. It was like
No,
March.
it was like in the middle of the class because I
Yeah.
remember our teacher being like, "Well, hey, Russia's at war with Ukraine. What do y'all think about it?" And we just ended up talking about it the whole class.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I do remember that because we talked about the helicopter raid in Kiev, and
Yep.
then all
Like we were
that.
talking about how Ukraine was kicking Russians' ass.
Well, not yet. That would come a couple days later, and then continue to happen
Yep.
until. Hold up, we're not going to get political. I almost got there. I almost went there.
What?
I don't know about how our government's like. I don't know, sending almost $1 trillion at this point to them, more than we have in the
Oh,
last
that.
couple of years.
Oh, okay. That can be a different episode.
Yeah, that we could have a whole episode on both the current wars that are going on right now, as well as the mental fuck war that's going on in America as it is. But
Oh yeah.
I prefer that we save that for its own episode.
I will talk on. I will say, like at some point during this episode, I would like to talk about my mental like battle. Because
Yeah,
since we already mentioned like wrestling and such, I might as well. Because I actually really like talking about it. Because I love. Well, I do like telling tales about myself overcoming
yeah,
adversity. Like, of course, everyone likes that. But it's also like with this message, like I just want to show people that even in the worst case scenarios, like you can overcome them and become a better person.
yeah. But
So,
So Ryan, I got him into wrestling. Now, his start in wrestling wasn't the best because he decided to go
No.
with a guy
Mr.
who
G.
stripped his car with a fence, and Lion broke his wrist.
That is
Um,
not what happened, but okay.
well, that's what from what I knew. And
I'll tell.
then
Like, can I tell this story?
sure,
Like, the story is like sometime after fall break, I'm like, at this point, from what I remember, I was like really away from the toxic friend group. And that same toxic friend group from middle school, I was friends with them until sophomore year, junior year of high school. And I think at this point, I was like almost completely separated from them. Like I never talked to them. I had like a few times ties on them, like on my phone, but I think that was it. I was hanging out with other people, and Mr. G was one of them. I loved driving cars and such, and me and him were driving really dangerously. Do not fucking do this, by the way. Driving really dangerously down a hill on a very windy road that was covered in trees, so you couldn't see in front of you. One of his wheels of the car got off the road and like started hitting the dirt, so we started drifting down the road as we're turning, and Mr. G is able to get the car back onto the road, but that's when another car is coming towards us, and we ended up hitting him head on. Mr. G was completely fine. I had a line of bruises in a shape of a seatbelt and a broken hand. And the best part about that, I got it on video. I won't show
wait,
it on
did
the
you?
Yeah, I actually have the crash on in video. I haven't showed you it?
No, you have not. You're gonna have to send me that.
Alright, I'll send it to you, but I have
Yeah.
it on video, and it was very, like, fucking... And I really regret this, by the way. Well, actually, well... I wouldn't say I regret it, but I'll say this to everybody, like, do not ever fucking drive dangerously like that. Ever. Like, I'm
Wait,
very happy to have that experience
how
before I
fast
got
did
my
y'all even
license.
drive?
We were going like 60 on a road that you're supposed to be like 25 on.
Okay, I mean, you
Like,
you know,
remember?
you know how me and Chris are, right?
Well,
How
yeah, but the thing is with him, fucking, he's able to drive blackout drunk anywhere and somehow able to drive like he's a fucking NASCAR driver.
he's God's favorite drunkest driver. Come on now.
Mm.
He
And by
can.
the way, we are not condoning this in any way. Do not do that, nor do you should ever encourage friends to drink and drive.
Yeah, don't do
Alright?
that. But let's just say we can go 120 on a 40 mile per hour back road on stick shift and be just fine.
But,
We almost did
okay,
clip a deer a couple times though.
yeah. Oh yeah, so but yeah, like so Sam really got me into wrestling, and it was the beginning of the season, like, and I was already like in a really bad position because I was like mental mess, physically completely out of shape, and all this, and then and I ended up having to not even exercise for a month, which really sucked because I really wanted to go to like start wrestling and such. So I was already a month behind everybody else, and I'm into like that's how I started my wrestling season. By the end of the season, I ended up being one of the best players on the team.
I will say, if I remember right at the time, that, like I said, there was a whole bunch of drama between the creep that was in there, that apparently he was quote unquote in there the next year, but he wasn't there. I didn't do
No,
wrestling my senior
no,
year
he wasn't.
because I was so tired of the drama the next year, and because I adapted so much to the wrestling diet and didn't drop it when it wasn't season. I I went from my beginning class from sophomore year of 145, my ending class of 152, and jumped all the way to 175 and barely touched 195 before I
He's
ended
talking about
season.
weight, by the
Yes,
way.
I'm talking about weight. Um, but when I got Ryan into wrestling, he, and this is mainly because of your hair. Your hair from behind in that singlet, you look like a girl.
Yeah, I had.
Like
So
all I had
now
to do, all I had to do is you just need to tuck your little Drake snake down there, put a bag over your head, or at least over your face, and I could back shots that from behind, man.
Oh my god, bro.
Damn. And I wasn't the only one who said that too. There was a couple guys on the team
Yeah.
that said that.
Yeah, no, it was like almost the whole team was talking about my dick, bro.
Everybody was
Like,
talking. Everybody was talking about
yeah,
my butt though, because I was thick. I still am.
like I get, like, I got the millimeter defeater, all right,
Oh my
and I'm
god, you have
very
a Drake
confident
snake. Calm down.
but still, it was honestly very uncomfortable to have the whole fucking team be talking about my dick. Like that was really fucking weird.
It can't help. We can't help it that like it's literally outlined.
Well, yeah, the singlets are fucking. It's always like that.
See,
But
here's what you got. You got the normal like folding ladder. What I got is the little like fire truck retractable ladder. It tucks in nice and away, and then when it needs to come out, oh boy, does that grow. Why am I talking about this?
yeah, that this very interesting first episode,
Oh well,
Mr. V.
it is what it is.
But okay, should I just tell about like my mental struggles and such, or?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so for a bit of context, growing up, like
He grew up
I
privileged. He's full white.
I grew up white. I did not grow up privileged. Um, Not many of you know, but there was an epic economic crash in 2006. It was about real estate. Basically, my mom lost her job, and my dad, he ended up losing about 3/4 of his income, from what I remember. So, shut. Okay, that was my brother. And also, you need to shut the fuck up. Anyway,
You should make him. Be kind of
yeah.
kinky.
God. But so it was like we ended up like going completely broke, and of course these are like my baby years. I don't remember any of this, but that ended up causing like my dad to get into drugs, like a lot of really bad shit. And like a lot of this stuff I don't remember. What I do remember is my parents getting a divorce, and I ended up having to go to my dad's house every weekend, even though he was a drug addict. My mom, like God bless her, was like super adamant of me not going there, but the law forced her to. And I know that sounds really strange because like especially like couples court and such is always very biased towards women. Like I don't understand how this happened, especially when like
Because
apparently like
men
my
tend to be more
my
dangerous
brother.
on a statistic.
Well, yeah, so like my brother actually got evidence of my dad doing drugs, but for some I think they believe like my mom was crazy or something,
I
and
mean,
she's not. I just want to make that very clear, she's not. But I was still forced to go to my dad's house every weekend.
well,
And there
all women
was
are crazy, so she
yeah.
probably is still,
Oh my god. But and by the way, like I'm like probably like 6 years old, and I still remember it like yesterday of a SWAT raid at my dad's house while I was there.
Yeah,
Like it was a Sunday morning. I woke up to a SWAT member fully geared with an M4 in my face, waking me up and telling me to go into the living room, and my entire family, excluding my mom's side, is handcuffed on the couch. Like by the way, my mom is like completely like other side of town. Like they did not live together or anything like that. So my mom had to like I ended up being there for like 6 hours. Like they didn't tell my mom about it until like much later. But I think that's at least what it felt like. But
yeah. Let's just say
so
your
growing,
dad was not very skibbity sigma at the time.
oh my, I fucking hate that word so goddamn much.
You just gotta phantom tax it, bro.
Like, I know, but the so growing up, like I had a lot of mental issues, but eventually I got over them. However, that ended up making me like I want to say like it ended up making me very childish, like very soft-spoken, shy, and that was really bad because when I got to middle school, I ended up becoming a part of this friend group. And by the way, I do not remember how I became friends with these people, but I ended up becoming friends with a toxic friend group that legitimately just made fun of me 24/7. All the fucking time. Like whenever we would go to hang out, ride bikes, whatever, they would that's all they would fucking do. Like they would say,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's how we show love" and shit, like a bunch of bullshit. Like when me and Sam are like talking like this right now, we're teasing each other and such. You can tell that we're playful, we're not being mean about it. These people would just
Oh.
straight up fucking mean every damn word of it.
Well, here's the
Alright?
thing. Here's the difference between how our friend group works and how theirs worked. So they relied on just going to the depths they could with you. I I do still do that. I just don't do it as frequent as they would. But you're not the only one who gets the heat from me. Everybody in this group gets it. Audie gets it. Spider-Man gets it. You get it a lot more because I happen to be closer to you than anybody else in the group. Um, Adam's gotten it too. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets just a little.
Okay,
Some
don't
people
list the
don't get a
names
lot
of
of
our
heat.
fucking friends.
And then who y'all call main character, he doesn't get a lot of heat. The only time he's gotten a lot of heat from me
Okay,
is
he's too
when.
kind. He's too kind, bro.
Well, here's the funny thing. Okay, hold up. I want to tell this story. This is one of my favorite little drunk stories that I have. Besides one of my other ones, which was over the summer, which is the forbidden toilet paper, which I probably will talk about that one too because that's one of
Oh
my
my
other
god.
favorite ones of this year, or technically last year now, but whatever. Um, so this is the first time I'm meeting this guy. And Lion here's like, oh, you two have like two different political differences. It was completely different. Lion, you labeled him as left and basically labeled me as completely
No, we're
right.
not done.
But um, I I'm very much an open-minded person, very independent. Uh, this guy is also the same. We go to his apartment and we're going to watch the UT Florida game on his TV. We do like a drinker dare, but since Lion doesn't do alcohol, I brought hot sauce instead. And little like gimmick sodas you get from the mall, like the little Lester's Fixings sodas. Because I love the ranch soda for some ungodforsaken reason. I love it. And I've never had ranch in my life.
Ew.
I don't understand why I like it, but I do. The smell is horrendous. But the taste, I like it. It does look like cum water, though. It does really look like cum water. But
And of course he would know that.
Bryce, and I was on a sober streak for about 3 months at this point.
Okay, quit saying our friends' fucking names, bro. Come on.
Batman, whatever, Batman. Um, Batman brought in a vodka that I've never had before. It's little shot glasses of the 99 butterscotch, and it was like a 12 pack. It was like a tiny little like 12 pack. And I didn't realize the percentage on these, and I was already about 5 shots in before I started feeling it, and so I decided to look at the percentage. The highest I ever had was like 27.5, maybe 37. These were 49.5. And so I was like, oh no. And I'm on an empty stomach too. So now I'm worried that I might stomach poison myself. So I immediately we go on
You
this
mean alcohol poisoning?
possibly. You don't drink on an empty stomach. That's how you get alcohol poisoning. Yeah. So that's what I was getting worried about. I wasn't getting worried about getting drunk because I have a high tolerance. You know how high of a tolerance I have.
Yeah, you gotta let Billy.
And I think that also correlates with my spice because I don't understand. I'm white on complete both sides, so I don't understand where I get my tolerance, my taste from at all. I just don't understand it. But anyways, so we decide to drunk walk. Me and Batman's about to get hammered. I am getting close to being that, but I never got to that point because I'm never one who gets to a point where I cannot remember what's going on. I still always remember what's going on. It's just a matter of I will lag a little bit. I will be a little bit slower. I'll be a little bit louder. but usually quieter. I'm a little bit more reserved when I am under the influence than I am not under the influence. Not usually around Ryan, though. For some reason, Lion likes to somehow get me a little bit more wild than I normally am. I mean, Chris does it too, but whatever. So we get Taco Bell. I feel myself at Taco Bell because that's the only fast food I can have when I am under
And there
any
was a
kind of
cop
influence.
there.
Yeah, there was a cop there, and I was about to go on and hit on that pork piggy cop.
God.
He was big. He was like, dude, you could make a good rack of ribs and a good little bit of bacon out of him if you
All right,
really
please hurry,
wanted
because
to.
I would like to go back to talking about my story.
Okay, sorry. So Batman gets extremely drunk on gin, on whiskey, and all this, and I am like sobering up immediately from these shots. Like it took me less than 2 hours to completely sober up, and this is my 8th shot. I've almost finished the pack at this point. And so while he's throwing up in the sink, while Lion and Spider-Man are like attending to his care, making sure he's okay, I'm over here over the sink making fun of those, like, so who was talking about who was going to be more drunk than the other, who's going to be hammered, who, like, I was just making
Oh,
fun of
yeah.
him. I was just hammering into him. He doesn't remember. He doesn't remember that I was
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that. But
doesn't
I still
remember
remember doing it because it was my first time ever knowing him, and I immediately went off on him. I still have some videos from that night when you took the ghost pepper drink shot. I still remember that. I still have the video where you said it's not spicy, but it lets you know that it's there. I do the same thing too.
I remember that. Like, it lets you know it's in your mouth, but it's not. There's no kick to it.
And I can do that too.
Good luck.
Really?
Yeah, it's too small, bro.
Okay, Mike. Whoa. Last I checked, it is much bigger than a Tic Tac. But yeah, that's one of my favorite drunk stories, is the fact that I didn't even know this guy, barely knew him, and immediately started laying into him.
Yep. And I remember after that night, like, I think I drove you back home.
Yeah, it
Then
was
I
like
went
2:30 in the
back.
morning.
Yeah, like, then I went back to Batman's apartment, and you know, Spider-Man, his girlfriend, and Batman,
Ex-girlfriend
they're
now.
all like, yeah, like, they're all in, like, hanging out. And Batman is over the sink, throwing up into the sink repeatedly, and keeps passing in and out of consciousness on the sink.
Yeah.
He was there for probably like an hour, and I did keep asking him if he wanted to go to bed and such, but he kept saying that he needed to be by the sink in case he threw up again. And he ended up throwing up so much that night that he ran out of shit in his stomach to throw up. Like, and I was like, after a certain point, I was like, hey man, you got nothing left in the tank. I'm gonna carry you to bed. And I carried him to bed like a baby.
Did you stay that night with him completely? Like, did you spend the night over? I don't remember.
I think I did.
Okay.
But the best part of it though was fucking when I picked him up, like, you know, carry him like a princess and such.
Yeah.
Fucking, he went floppy dead weight on me, so it was
He's
like
heavy.
holding. Yeah, you know, heavy wasn't the problem. I was really concerned about his posture because it was like, do you know when you hold like a plastic baggie full of dog shit?
Yes.
But I'm not saying Batman's dog shit, but it was like his posture was awful. All right, I was like trying to quickly get him into his bedroom.
You should have arched him up, so when he woke up, he was all arched up and posted up.
Like,
It would have been so funny.
And he felt really bad about everything because he's like, this is so embarrassing. Like, y'all should be doing this, and like, it's okay, man.
I imagine this is like one of his very few times he's ever gotten to that point too.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think he remembers what I was doing.
Because he felt like he was like being a burden and such when we're like, hey man, we're best friends, we're meant to take care of you, all right?
Well,
like,
that's why the very next time we hung out, when I got Audie to throw up in the convenience store because of the original recipe of Death Note.
That's another story, but we really need to get back on topic.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't drink that much that time, and I think I actually drank more.
No,
but to be fair,
was the hot sauce.
Those flavored shots sucked.
No, no,
I
no. It
hated
wasn't.
them.
No, no, it
The
wasn't
apple
alcohol.
shots that
Sam
Batman had sucked.
5 V.
What?
It did. The full blown Indian, he didn't throw up because of alcohol. He threw up like in the convenience store. He threw up because of the hot sauce.
You could hear no, because as soon as me and Batman are coming out of that freezer, we literally were about to ask ourselves as soon as we're opening the door. I was like, "Is he still in that bathroom?" And you just hear, dude, the whole store could hear him.
I know, like I was so happy no one else was in the store because like he would have been so fucking embarrassed, bro.
No, there was 2 people in that store. Besides
What?
the registers, besides the cashiers, there was 2 other people in the
Wait,
store.
really?
Yes, in the aisles,
I don't remember that.
in the candy
But
aisles.
I think they were there after it got done. But
No,
wait here,
they were there
let's
during.
get all right. But let's get back to the main topic.
You could hear
So,
the splash in that toilet too.
oh my god. But so yeah, it's like so because of like my experiences as like a very young kid, I ended up being really shy and such and didn't know how to stand up for myself. Like I was very confused.
He was a little twink boy.
But like pretty much. And so like this toxic friend group, I was like the best case scenario because they could make fun of me all they wanted and I didn't know how to stand up for myself. So I'm not kidding or exaggerating to be funny when I say this. Years they do this. And each year it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Like they were just cashing in on this fucking kid that they were mentally torturing. And in every year, like they would bring more people into the friend group, and more of them would just keep making fun of me. Like they ended up bringing like this fucking bitch. I don't like her. What do I call her here? Ugly S. Fucking brought ugly S into the friend group. Then there was this kind
Who's
girl
that?
named I'll tell you after this.
Is it the fat bitch?
Well, actually, wait, hold on, wait. Can they see our Discord?
No, they can't see our Discord. All they're seeing is a picture that literally says, "I might be restarted."
All right,
that's all they can see.
On Discord, I just send her name to you.
Let me look.
And then there was this kind girl named, I'm gonna call her Mrs. K. She was like a really
it
short.
was the fat bitch.
Yep.
I remember that bitch. She called me a school shooter, even though literally her friend threatened to shoot the school.
Yep.
Well, and then bomb the school too. But
there was like this other girl, like who was like a really cute short goth girl. I actually had a crush on. But
who's that?
here, I'll just send her name too.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't remember anyone goth. Oh, her Chance's ex. Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot she existed.
Yeah, I wonder where she's at right now.
Probably in some other state, just like Holly is.
Probably.
I
But
don't know.
start bringing more people in the friend group, and more people keep making fun of me, and this ends up like getting worse and worse. Like my self-esteem keeps getting lower and lower, and the whole time, by the way, I'm thinking to myself that these are my brothers, my sisters, people that I would legitimately give my life for. Like I love these people. Like I thought this was a good relationship. All right. Like it was fucking horrible. Like literally every chance they got, even if we started going mountain biking or something, they would figure out a fucking way to make fun of me or to ruin my fucking life. But I figure, they still gotta care about me some way. But it ends up getting really bad, like the worst of the worst, fall break of my junior year of high school. So to set the scene, and I'm gonna try to not get emotional during this, but just understand that this is something that this happened to me only 2-3 years ago. Like this is it's still
Oh my god, I've forgotten the time, man.
Yeah, come on, I just got here. That was not that long ago, okay?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm over it. Like I don't give a shit. Like I'm going on to my life and such. But it's relatively there. And I'm gonna try to keep it tame, but I do want to give detail. And so if you're not comfortable with like stories about suicide, then don't listen to this
Oh
part.
my god, we've already said like almost slurs and stuff. At this point,
I
are those people going to be watching this anymore? Be
I know
fine.
it's just the kind thing to do to say, okay, man.
I
But
mean, it's
so
I
to
guess.
so basically what happens is it's fall break. I think it was a Monday. I really wanted to get drunk on this day, and I never drank alcohol before this
Oh
day.
no.
No one, no one was in the house at the time. My parents were gone, and my brother like left the house for some reason. I don't remember why, but he was like, "Hey man, just I'm gonna go out, take care of the house." I'm like, "All right, cool."
I
I'm
re-
on FaceTime with almost the entire
I
friend
remember the
group.
story.
Huh?
I remember the story. This is like the one of the biggest stories you told me, and I remember this shit because
Mhm.
one of these people actually works as one of the team leads at my job, and we talked about it for a second, and he did apologize. He was like, "Yeah, that was a really screwed up thing to do," but he
Wait,
remembers
who?
um
Send me
John.
the name of it. Oh,
You
on
know who
here.
I'm talking about. He did apologize about it because I brought it up to him, but I remember at the time that it was going on, he
Check
was like,
Discord.
"Oh, he's acting drunk," so he screenshotted this, and you go ahead with the story before I continue what I heard,
Okay.
what I got.
So basically, like I was really depressed and I really wanted to get drunk on call with these people. I don't really know why I wanted to get drunk on call with them, but they're like, "Oh, golden opportunity, let's do it." And so they get me to drink a beer, like a sip of a beer that doesn't really do anything, especially when I show them like I think it was like 7.5 or something. They're like, "Nah, that's shit. Do you have anything else?" And I went to my parents' alcohol cabinet and I ended up grabbing vodka. I grabbed, I think it was like, from what I remember, I think it was like the Stalingrad, like, brand of vodka.
I don't.
And I poured myself a whole glass of it, no water, no mixing,
Oh my
a
god,
whole glass of it, and
you're
I
crazy.
downed the whole thing
Oh
in
my.
on call.
Oh, what the? You were just set to throw up at that point.
Yeah, and I never drank alcohol before or anything like that. And my mouth fucking hurts and shit. I'm like, swelling up, but I'm like, whatever. About, I would say, 20 minutes later, I'm in my room, I'm looking at my hand, and I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, and and the whole call, they're like, oh, you're not drunk yet. It's not like this, that. I, my vision started getting blurry. Like shit, like I'm fucking wasted, all right? And so these guys are making fun of me, I'm laughing and shit and like, you know, and whatever, but Llama Neck goes, "Hey, show us your dick." And because I'm drunk, I do that. And they didn't even see good dick, by the way. I want to say that right now. It wasn't even a good dick.
Was
All
it the
right?
caterpillar in the leaves kind of thing?
Yeah, it's fucking belly dick, bro.
Belly dick.
But fucking and this motherfucker, in my moment of weakness, takes a picture of it and sends it to a random ass group chat of people that aren't even in the fucking friend group.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, and everyone is still on call. They're all laughing. Like, some people were like, "Wait, what the fuck just happened?" Like, and one of the, I don't remember, I think it was fucking Ugly S tells me to put my head in the sink or something. And I do that, and I sobered up a little bit, and that's when I realized the horrible mistake I just did, and fucking I start crying, begging Brayden on the stairs leading to my bedroom to delete the picture, to stop it, like fucking crying. And this motherfucker keeps taking pictures of me crying.
Could have gotten a legal battle with him and won.
Yeah.
Kind of wish you
Like,
did.
yeah, that probably would have been the best. And and for some reason, as a joke, some other people on the call started pretending like they were traumatized or some shit. And fucking, like, I think this happened, like, right, I think it was, like, all happened before Friday or something. So, like, the next day, I went to McDonald's, like, that was, like, the place where we would hang out before going to Farragut. I show up, and these fucking people, like, kick me out of McDonald's. Like, they're saying, like, we're traumatized the way you showed to us, like, please leave. Like, they're pretending to be victims or some shit. And,
So they don't get in trouble.
yeah, exactly. Like, and Mr. J, like, the one I believe you're talking about, like, I'm walking to school, he's walking the other direction to go to McDonald's, he sees the look on my face and goes, we're going back, man. Like, and the way he said it was in the sense of, like, I feel like in that moment he knew how hurt I was by it and knew not to joke around about it. And and after that, by the way, he did not ever joke about it ever.
Yeah, he, I think, is the only one of the group that me and him, we were friends for a little bit, and then we weren't because he thought I was too gay, and then we became kind of mutuals again, where we had, like, maybe a conversation or two after. He still was a little toxic, but meh. Just stuff happened between me and him, too. It just wasn't on that big of a level, but he didn't really joke about it after that. But he did mention the whole drunk thing and stuff before. Like, he literally showed it to me the next day of what was going on. And to be fair, you and me weren't close friends at the time. 'Cause this is
Yeah, I
before
don't think I even knew you yet. Well, no, I knew you, but
we
we
knew each
weren't
other. We
like,
just weren't close, like, at all.
yeah.
So, and me and John were close at the time. So,
And then fall break happens.
oh yeah, this is right before fall break, isn't it?
Yep. Yep.
Forgot about
And
that.
like, and
Yeah.
by the way, wait, when I go back to McDonald's, like, they're telling everybody, like, all the kids that are in McDonald's, like, about it. They're laughing and shit. Fucking, and like, I remember, like, Mr. G, like, said that, it's not that bad, man, it's okay, because he could see the look on my face and I was really hurt by it, but it's like, dude, that's not okay. And it never was fucking okay. But, um, then fall break happens, and we were planning to hang out that week, but of course, with what happened, I wasn't really in the mood to hang out. But I think, yeah, I remember. Tuesday morning, I think I had the house to myself again. I texted something in the group chat we had, and when I texted that, they all started making fun of me immediately. Started saying horrible things about me, and I just snapped. I couldn't take it anymore, and ironically, I'm sitting right next to the spot where I almost did it. I pulled out a pocket knife, and I held it to my neck. Because I thought at the time that, you cutting yourself was stupid, and if you're going to kill yourself, just go for it. And I ended up holding a pocket knife to my neck for about a minute, saying the names of my family. My mom, my stepdad, my dad, my brother, my sisters, like, and because of those people, I did not jab my knife into my jugular vein. Then after that, I didn't talk in the group chat for about 2 days. I think it was Thursday when I said, like, someone sent like a TikTok in the group chat or something. I watched it, laughed, said "lol" in the group chat, and everyone immediately started making fun of me again. And I held the knife to my throat again. And I don't, and I'm not trying to downplay like suicide or anything, but like at this time it was like I felt like in that moment I knew I wasn't gonna do anything, but I just wanted it to end it so badly. I was so tired of being hurt over and over and over again. But I didn't do it, obviously, or maybe I did and I'm actually talking to a ghost.
Okay.
but but
Just because I ghost people doesn't mean I'm a ghost.
yep. But after that, I shared a first period with Mr. J, the one you're talking about, and I had punched holes in my door before that, and I had blood all over my knuckles. John saw that and was like, "Hey, dude, it's okay, man. It's not that bad. Like, it could be a lot worse. Like, trying to make me feel better, but the group chat, that friend group, just kept making me feel worse and worse, and that's when I started to slowly like distance myself away from the friend group. Now I wish I just immediately just up and left. Like that would have been a lot better. But I didn't because, well, like, I still imagine them as my family. Well, not my family, my brothers and sisters. But still, I kept, you know, distancing myself, trying to, like, and I started finding new friends and stuff, and you would think this would be the step in a right direction. It wasn't, because that ended up leading me to a worse group of friends.
Wait,
Like,
what? When did this
people
happen?
that, and what I'm talking about is drug addicts, party animals, people
Oh.
that you really should not be friends with when you're under a series of mental health problems.
Oh, is that why you didn't really
Yep.
hang out with me that much over the summer? Because of
Yeah.
every Wednesday?
Like, I started drinking, like, after, I don't remember how long, but after some point during, during all this, like, I fucking started drinking every weekend, and I started getting really, like, into, like, the internet, like, started going on my computer a lot, but then also started going on, like, VR games and VR chat,
Oh,
where
I
I
know
would,
about the VR one.
yeah, yeah, do not, by the way, please do not say anything about this, let me tell this part.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Like, I started drinking, like, basically vodka, whiskey, and such, and going on VR chat and started talking about my problems, which ended up leading me to, like, an online friend group that would basically manipulate and fuck around with each other, and not in a good way, because, well, we all had serious mental health problems, but hey, it was better than dealing with our problems. We could just drink our pain away. But after the bunch of friend groups fell apart that I tried to keep together, and this is really oversimplifying it, by the way, I thought about the person who I was up to that point, and I didn't like who I saw. So I ended up going to started hanging out with more people in real life, even though I was really shy. I started like, and I was, but I was still going with like drug addicts and shit. And that's when I started smoking weed. And by the way, I really do not like that I did that, but I did. And
He's been clean for it for years, for
yep.
the record.
And it was but I started like trying to fix my life and like trying to like because started to see patterns of like all these people that were like super miserable and shit started to like I started to notice these patterns and I was like, you know what, like maybe I shouldn't be friends with these people. And I ended up thinking about it and it was just, you know, I started to start going to the gym and such. Like I think this is when I started talking to you more. But what really changed, and that's what truly made me change, by the way. You would think all the other fucking things changed, but no, this is actually what got me to truly change my life. I lost my V card to a girl I shouldn't have given it to, but I did. I do not regret that experience at all. I had really big feelings for her, but she lived like a good distance away from me. And one day she didn't text me for a few days, so I texted her back because I asked her if she was okay. I got a text back from her boyfriend, and then she got her phone back and told me that sorry that she found someone closer, and I still remember this like yesterday. To please lose those feelings. Lose those feelings. In that moment, I truly thought about my life and the man, not even man, the fucking boy that I was up to that point. And I realized that, honestly, I hated myself. And I fucking deserved it. Because I wasn't fighting for my own damn life. I wasn't trying to make things better. I was constantly trying to chase comfort, running away from my problems, and honestly not being a good person. And so when I thought about it, as I just made a different decision. Instead of getting really upbeat or heartbroken about it, I texted back, "You doing this shows me that you truly didn't care about me, so thank you and goodbye." After that, I joined the wrestling team. And that was like when I officially started the wrestling team. And I and of course, but I broke my fucking hand when I first joined. And by the way, the person that I broke my hand with was not in the friend group at all. And at this point, I had completely severed ties with every single one of them. I didn't talk to any of them again for at least a long time. And this when I was able to start exercising again, I went crazy. And then when I was able to finally wrestle again, you would have thought a fucking bull got loose in a fucking rodeo. And the best part about that was no one believed in me. The only people that truly did was you and Coach Jason. He could like and there was multiple wrestling coaches, by the way, even though it was a small team at the time. The coach, like all the other coaches, looked at me and thought that I would go crazy for a few weeks and then just drop it. But Coach Jason saw and knew that I would never stop, and I did not. Getting the season, I was a mental mess. Fucking worst player on the team, constantly getting hurt. By the end of the season, and at multiple points, there were multiple people quitting the team, even though they were in a much better position than me, which actually encouraged me. That was encouraging me to keep trying because these people were in a such better position than me, and yet they were giving up. How fucking stupid is that? So I kept going and going and going. I never stopped until I was, for the first time in my life, truly proud of the person I was up to that point. When we had that wrestling party, like what's that party called? Like, is it like sending off or?
I forget. Fuck. What's it called? I think I still have the envelopes from those days. I have the original one from the first one, and then I have the second one, but I don't remember where they are. It was
That
just. I think it was just. I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but it was the last meetup. It was when the rewards were put out. We had our little nice, little extravagant dinner. You got a bigger dinner than my first year when we did the second year when we did the Calhouns thing on the river. That
yeah,
was different.
yeah.
That,
So
that was more
fucking
extravagant.
yeah. So so every year, like when they finish this wrestling season, the whole team goes out to dinner and they actually hand out awards to the wrestlers. Like, like like most wins, most valuable wrestler and such. I and I still remember like yesterday of the coaches saying like, but every year we hand out an award based off not what they see on record or like see how many wins they got, but rather their effort that they gave in changing as a person. And well, Ryan here turned from a little bitch into a leader of the wrestling team. I almost started crying at the table. One of the fucking seniors had to keep telling me to not cry.
Was that
Cause
Aiden? It was Aiden, wasn't it?
it was Aiden.
That
And the
cocky
reason
son of
I
a
almost
bitch.
cried was because fucking it was like the first time people other than myself were recognizing my awards. And I just want to say, by the way, my parents were very supportive of this during the whole time. And of course, like, they would always admire my achievements and such and did believe in me. It was just, your parents always admire your achievements and believe in you, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I will say this. That year as well was a very... It was kind of an emotional moment for me because I wasn't expecting to get jack shit. My record was absolute shit, but the thing I did get really recognized for is if it wasn't for the fact that my record was absolute shit that year, I would have been one of the what was it called? Like leads? What did we call them again?
team captains?
Team captains. I would have been one of them because I was the one that always was motivating everybody to do the warm-ups. And a lot of people didn't like me, but I still pushed them to do the damn warm-ups. Or even when we had our punishments, I pushed them to do punishments. Even if there were times where I couldn't really do it myself, I still pushed. I still pushed like I could. And there was only like two people. Actually, I think three people that were pushing the hardest. You being one of them. There was a time where Ruby was actually pushing a little bit harder. And I was proud of her for doing that. I don't know about her. I don't know about the 2024 year, though. The 2023 to
She
2024.
did not.
Yeah, I
She
was
did
about to
not
say,
do
because I
well.
know Ben dropped out immediately. And I'm like,
Well,
damn.
he went to the military.
Not
Well,
not during the
like
beginning of
Ruby,
season. But
but well, like Ruby, she couldn't get over her eating disorder, so she ended up being forcibly like fired from the team, I guess.
booted from the team.
Yeah.
Sarah, if I remember right, was really, really good at it. And not Stennett's daughter, but Grant's sister.
Or, oh yeah, no,
Or was
yeah,
she
yeah,
there
yeah.
that year?
Yeah,
Maybe
she
I'm
was.
okay. I was trying to remember if she was there that year. I will say that other Sarah too. She did put a lot of effort. She really tried.
She
But
was a bitch though.
I was about to say she was one of the main people that was fueling a lot of the drama going on because she was
Yeah,
dating everyone on the wrestling team, kind
but
of.
let me just and after that year, like it felt amazing to hear the coaches say like, "Hey, listen, if you just had a month, you would have made state 100%."
Yeah.
Like that felt great to hear, and to me, it was like I felt great. I felt alive. I felt like myself. So after that, I ended up started working out nonstop during the summer, and when I came back the next year, a lot of the people who hadn't seen me since last year were very surprised to see me to have a bunch of muscle on me, and were afraid to wrestle with me because I was actually good now.
I did want to come back in that wrestling room, and I really, if it wasn't for the fact that I decided to quit that year, I I would have slammed some people, because let me tell you, I you can vouch for this too. For this year, I've been months out of the gym, and the fact that I just hit a PR on bar squat yesterday, I've never done, what was it total? What, 275? I've never really, or is it 225? It's the bar and then the 245 plates on each side. Um, so 180 plus 45, it's 225. My bar squatting before, back in May when I was doing conditioning, that conditioning class, because you and me both did it, it's just we didn't do it at the same time. My bar squats were like 235 plates in a 45 bar. Like, I was shit at it. And the fact that I was able to do a 180 consistently, I could have, if I got better form and didn't fall forward immediately, I probably could have done that 315. At least one rep. Without belt too, mind you. Even though the belt, I was trying to do the belt, but it wouldn't fit on me because
Yeah, it wouldn't fit.
I'm a little too big right now. But we're working on that.
Yeah, he's got the
but-
lead belly in
so
all
during
forms.
during this time that Lion is coming into his second year of wrestling. So I was one of those who wasn't necessarily shy. It's just I never really cared to get out of the house. I think before we decided to do that trio hangout back in September of 23, I was pretty much, I think I only hung out with one person on two separate occasions, like 10 months apart from each. And then before that, I didn't really hang out with people. I think the time before that was back in September of 2019 that I went Labor Day with Mika, with Unknown. So this, I was gonna hang out with Lion, and he was like, "Well, me and Chris are like already hanging out. Do you want to join?" And I was like, "You know what? Why not? I already know Chris a little bit because he did wrestling with us too. So it was like, let's see where this goes." We hung out. We hung out twice that weekend. It was what? We did it that Saturday, and then we did it Labor Day, right? And then literally the next day is when the worst relationship, we got together for like a month and a half, and then a whole bunch of shit just transpired after that. But I'm not going to get into that because that's more personal to me, and I don't feel like doing that on a public forum. So anyways, we became closer as friends in January of the upcoming year, so 2024. I got
Wait, no. This is the first wrestling year, not the second one.
I'm not even talking about wrestling at this point. I'm just talking about how I got more social and how I became big into the friend group.
Yeah.
So we didn't hang out much after the beginning of September just because I was constantly on school. I was constantly working, so I didn't really have time to hang out or really do anything. Flash forward to January, I hung out with a couple coworkers of mine, which I hung out with them for like maybe two. I hung out with them the entire time we had that snowstorm hit us. And then I pretty much just stopped being friends with them or anything close to them. Like a couple weeks after that snowstorm was gone. Like all the snow was finally gone. It wasn't snowing anymore. Which I'm going to be honest with you, I think we're going to get the same storm coming up soon. I think we're going to get that exact same storm coming up soon. Because of how the weather is, how it was super windy right before New Year's, if you remember that, the 31st, super fucking windy. Like, oh my god, that's exactly what happened when we had the last snowstorm. Is it was windy like that for a couple days, and then as soon as temperatures were dropping, a big storm came through and just blizzard essentially. Because I remember it was my birthday of last year when we got out of school 2 hours early because of how hard the wind was hitting. Because it was hard for me and my mom, basically my immediate family, to go drive Texas Roadhouse, because I did that. For my immediate family, we always go Texas Roadhouse for my birthday because I will destroy those rolls. I will destroy the fried pickles because Texas Roadhouse fried pickles are the best commercial fried pickles. I don't care what anybody has to say. Zaxby's doesn't even come close. Any other place, as far as I know, doesn't come close. Texas Roadhouse, it's it. Not even the Burger One station. Station, whatever the heck it's called. I forget. That little really expensive burger joint that's really, really good and really worth the money, especially for that L&M burger. Oh, I will. My mouth is watering now. I can't wait for that
Oh my,
Korean barbecue
hey,
coming up though. I
hey,
can't wait for
control your
that.
stomach. Control your stomach, big stomach.
I have been controlling my stomach. I had. What did I eat today? Actually, I didn't eat very much. I had the leftover black eyed peas and turnip greens from yesterday. I had like no meat besides the bacon that was already mixed in with them. And then I had a C4, which is not healthy, but I had it anyways just to keep myself awake. Um, I think I had one can of cream soda, like small little, like normal soda can, and then I had 2 bottles of water. That's it. That's all I've had today. I think I pretty much just skipped dinner. So, um, oh, I did have a couple waffles, but besides that, I mean, I pretty much didn't eat that much today. Not like I have been the last couple months where I've been like consistently like having basically 3 snacking meals within 5 hours. So
Okay.
I've really been working on my eating, but I don't think my eating is a problem. It's more
Yeah.
of just I'm trying to get my diet back down to where I'm doing like actual meals and not just snacking. So there is that. Um, but anyways, going back to January of 2024. So I get into some stuff because just turned 18. I'm just an adult now. I'm happy. I had a small friend group, kind of part of. I didn't really hang out with them outside of high school. Flash forward to what was the next time we hung out? April, because I believe this is. Yes, it is. It is April because this is when I cut my finger open. You remember that when I got a piece of glass
Oh
sharded stuck
my
in my
god.
finger?
Dude, the way you got that, I was like, okay, the way you got that, you kind of deserved.
The bottle wouldn't fucking break. I was so
Yeah,
mad.
you leave the bottle alone at that point.
I didn't. I'm stubborn, man. I'm stubborn. I wanted that motherfucking bottle to break. So, um, this is the time that me and Chris are doing fun um you cannot be underage doing these kind of activities, kind of fun things. So no drinking, no doing drugs, kids. But we're having fun with it. And then right before graduation, we hung out too. No, it was right before graduation. We did hang out in April, but we weren't doing that stuff. We were just on the beach. I think we tried to go fishing, but I think it wasn't long after that we decided to go to Ozone Falls for the first time. No, second time, because we did it back in September
Don't
too.
say the name of the fucking location, bro.
Dude, we pretty much already said Knoxville. It's not like I'm saying where we fucking live.
Yeah, that's a
Knoxville's
good point.
big because there's multiple different little cities around, and we live in one of those little cities. But it's not like I'm mentioning the fucking city. I am
Yeah, that's a good
smart. I'm
point.
not retarded, like your
Well, you're
contact
starting to act.
name.
Well, you're
But
starting to act retarded, bro.
really, you really want to
Yeah.
talk?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Giving a brown man a knife and not expecting it to hold it up to somebody's throat.
Okay. I figured he would have common sense, and also we kind of have to tell that fucking story now because because of the fuck because everyone's gonna be very confused on what the hell we're talking about.
Basically, one of our friends decided to pull a really crude joke.
He's like autistic, pretty much, right?
He
Like,
pretty much just got an IQ of 75, which is like legally retarded. So don't mind him. Anyways, we're gonna continue with what I was talking about. We hung out again in late May. So we were. This is something I planned like a month in advance, and I've wanted to plan it for a little while longer, but I did at least a month in advance. We did a little cookout. Now I wasn't happy about this cookout, mainly because I wanted to make something that was an homage to my home because I originate from Memphis, so I originate from the other side of Tennessee. Um, and I had
wait,
made.
can I just say something about my mental struggle real quick? I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to say something. Hello?
You got the floor.
Like, I just want to say real quick, like, after that, coming back, like, I ended up with a torn ACL that I had for months, I ended up giving a kid a concussion at Regions, and because of that, I got disqualified. Yeah, apparently you're not allowed to do that. And such. Just want to say, like, with everything I've gone through, I'm not a victim. I'm not. I'm not
Look
gonna
at the
pretend to
white man
be.
interrupting.
Like, you're not gonna see me on Oprah or something being like, and I love llamas. No, alright? And if you know what I'm referencing, I love you, brother. We should watch more of him sometime. But, but, I'm not a victim. Like, there are real victims out there that need help. I don't. Like, I was given a bad friend group, and a lot of people have had a lot of much, much worse trauma than me. And just want to say, I am not going to be anyone else's victim again. Like, that was from my own actions. Alright? Sure, I didn't know any better, but I'm not a fucking victim. And I never will be one.
Not until I give you the Bill Cosby treatment. Anyways, as I got rudely interrupted, but I understand what you're going through, which I was going to bring up the fact that you were crippled, and I didn't get to make fun of you as much as I wanted to, because you weren't there as much as you should have been. But anyways, this is before he got his leg more and more fucked up for surgery. We did a cookout, and I bought rib meat from Walmart. I'm going to tell you right now as a PSA, I love my job, but the Smithfield brand, when it comes to meats, oh my God, do not ever get the meat there. I am so sorry. As much as I should not be denying business or something like that to a place I work at, I almost food poisoned them just on the meat alone. Because here's the thing, they loved it a lot when I cooked the meat. I cooked the meat and I made my own barbecue sauce. I just kind of, whatever was in Chris's cabinet, because it was at his house, I just kind of threw together, made barbecue sauce out of that, and just did it a certain way that I knew how to do it. And then I dry rubbed it, put on the sauce, and then cooked it over the grill. I cooked it at perfect temperature. The meat was green. And I still...
What?
Yeah, that's why I made y'all throw the meat away. Is because I
Yeah,
didn't
I don't remember that.
Well, y'all were like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm throwing this away. You can eat the appetizers, you can eat the sides, but the meat is getting thrown away. Because I was not happy with the meat. Because, so sometimes it can look like it's green before you cook it, but it's not actually. It's a weird looking color. And at the time, too, I was a little, even though you asked me to not be under the influence, I kind of was. So I kind of was trying to operate at max speed when I wasn't. So at the same time, I kind of just chalked it up to me being, I might be a little under the influence. But when I cooked it, and I cut open the meat, and I saw that it was not fully cooked. Well, it was fully cooked, but the way it was looking, I was like, I don't think this is safe to eat. And so I never bought Smithfield after that. I hate it to this day. Because here's the thing, you, Spider-Man, Apple, like everybody there, we're like, no, it's totally fine, we'll keep eating it. And I'm like, do not eat this shit. No, it's getting thrown away. No.
Keep
You're
in mind, we're
crazy.
gym bros. Like, most of us are gym bros, so, like, we'll eat anything that's put in front of us.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I was also starting to go through my big cooking journey, too, at the time. Where I treated it way more of a passion than a chore. Like, I was getting super big into it. And this is just one of those where, even though y'all weren't giving me the critique of, like, oh, it's bad, I was giving it. And y'all were kept saying, no, it's great. And I'm like, no, it's not. This is borderline horrible. Like, if I gave this to Ramsey, he'd be giving me a Yelp review of, like, worst chef ever. He wouldn't even say that. He'd be like, this guy is literally an
You
idiot
don't
sandwich
think-
without being an idiot sandwich. So, yeah, no, this shit was fucking horrible. I hated it. Which I will eventually make ribs again at some point. I will find the right rib meat, and I will be making my own barbecue hot sauce, probably. I'll probably make a rack of ribs where it's infused with some kind of hot sauce because I got into making hot sauce. Which my absolute favorite one, which actually I love for like a barbecue. That flavor alone of that hot sauce and my Death Note, if I infuse that into a barbecue sauce and slather it on ribs, oh my god, would that be amazing? So we had a cookout. Most of the people left besides me, Chris, and another character. We'll call him Steph. We went out and I purposely got the forbidden only adult gummy candy. And for reference, for a lot of you people, I have a very, very high tolerance. So most people are doing like, 50 milligrams at most, maybe 30, maybe even as low as 10. It's more like, I don't know, for a buzz, it's like 400 for me. So I usually take 2, which means 800. So I purposely got both of them, both 400. They were gone. By the time we got back and we needed to set up the tent, they were gone in the head. They were mentally... I still have one of my favorite videos. I'll have to send it to you later. Maybe I didn't show you. But, the way Steph's eyes rolled back, it's still so funny to me. The way his eyes rolled back in his head, I started laughing, Chris started laughing, and I started laughing like a damn seagull. Like, it literally sounded like a fucking seagull going off. That shit was so funny. I love that. Rest of the night, it was okay. Steph lost his fishing pole to a catfish that he had just baited up. We literally all got settled in tent, and then we heard the rod go in the water. And he has still not found it to this day.
Oh my god, that's
still
funny.
not found it. And we know it was a catfish because we had net caught a couple small like brim like fish. They weren't brim, I forget exactly what they're called. But we cut them up into halves and use them as bait. And so we definitely got a catfish to snag our shit. And again, took the pole with it. So, oh well. And then pretty much every Wednesday in the summer, I hung out with Chris constantly. And this is where I'm going to get to one of my favorite drunk stories. My absolute favorite one. Because I have a lot, but I have 2 main ones. Which I already told the one from earlier. But this one's my absolute favorite one. This involves Taco Bell. Because, like I said, when I am under the influence, I can only eat Taco Bell. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with me and meat, but they do not mix well when I'm eating or drinking. But when it comes to Taco Bell, I'll never have meat, so I'm good. I just get 3 bean burritos. I usually will get like a Freezy, because I like the Freezy, not Baja Blast. I'm not a Baja Blast enjoyer. I'm sorry. To all my mug fans out there and all my Baja Blast enjoyers, I'm not one of y'all. I'm sorry. I can't. But anyways, we had gotten Taco Bell before. And this is the one time Chris was like, hey, let's bring Odin on the canoe. And Chris,
really?
Yes, Odin. You know who I'm talking about.
He usually hates bringing him.
Yeah, well, he decided to bring him this time. And it was a kind of a mistake, but at the same time...
Who doesn't love Odin?
We'll get to that. But Odin is a Bully XL. He is one of our favorite pit bulls. He is one of the many reasons why I want a pit bull, which is the only time I want a dog that isn't wolf-like. Because pits, I don't know, I think they're adorable. At the same time, I can get them to maul your 4-year-old toddler, which I think is hilarious. But anyways, name it Cupcake, probably. Not Cupcake, because I'm not EDP after all. But, so, we got Taco Bell. We're going out on the canoe, and we don't eat our Taco Bell before we go out. We eat it while we're, getting to our normal levels of fun, if that makes any sense. We get to one of the artificial islands, and we both are zooted at this point. We're both, gone. We have to take a fucking shit. Here's the problem with Odin. He got all the fucking napkins wet. So I was like, how the hell am I going to wet my ass? Because I knew this shit wasn't solid. It was not solid whatsoever. This shit...
Wait a second. Are you still, taking a shit as you're like, wait a second, I don't have any toilet paper?
No. I was about to get up, and I could feel my, digestive system, and I knew it was going to be, watery. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna need to wipe. And then I had the bright idea. I already had one of the burritos. I was like, this shit doesn't disintegrate in water. So when I'm going to go take my shit in the bush, after I'm done, it turns out Taco Bell burrito wrappers are an amazing toilet paper alternative for when you're like ballsed out high or drunk. It is. And for that reason, if I ever do what I did this summer again, which I probably won't do, I was just trying to get a little bit of my wild teen out, and I've been pretty much sober since then, since July. Oh my God, will I keep getting Taco Bell while I'm clocked out in the head? Absolutely. If I gotta take a shit and there ain't any toilet paper, damn well use that burrito wrapper. So now me and Chris have always dubbed it the forbidden burrito, the forbidden toilet paper. Every time we pass by and we know we're gonna get like zooted, we're like, hey, you want to grab Taco Bell? Get the forbidden toilet paper. Every time, every single time we do it. And that's one of my favorite drunk stories. That was like in the middle of the summer, I believe. I think that same day, Chris had broken one of his rods trying to like frogfish. And I made fun of him for it because I got it on video. And I was like, huh, so this is how you fish for a frog, huh? I still have so many videos from that stuff. And a lot of my favorite pictures span from being on that lake. And then the very last time I hung out with him in person, which, by the way, I am inviting him to the 10th. Or I'm going to have to reschedule it to the 11th. Because that's when Anthony is back in town. But the last time I hung out with my alternate friend group was back in July, and that's when I got shot by a Roman candle and got a 2nd-degree burn. So that was very fun, like extremely fun. So
yeah, do not do this, by the way.
yeah, don't get yourself shot with a Roman candle. Don't worry, I wasn't the only one in my family that got shot by fireworks in the same month. Turns out my cousin shot herself with fireworks too, like an idiot.
Yeah, so it was good timing.
We were both intoxicated. But she was on a different level of intoxicated than I was, too, to be fair. So, there's that. But, I mean, that entire summer, it was nice. And I kind of forget I even had a relationship over that summer. I keep forgetting I did. I never mentally clocked into that relationship until like what, mid-August? And that's when I introduced you to her.
Oh yeah, I think so.
That one, the emo looking one. I don't know. I'm glad that one's not in my life either anymore, considering what happened after we broke up. I'd rather not date somebody who's, I don't know, talking to a
crazy
14-year-old turning 18. Kind of, that's creepy.
Yeah.
And very big pedo energy, honestly. So, there is that you have to keep in mind. But, and then I grew closer with the friend group that is now after August when I met Audie. And then, of course, the joke you guys love to keep milking out. And you got a big ol' smack on the back yesterday for it, too.
Yeah, even though that was like the first time I actually did that joke.
I know, but I was still sick of hearing it. I literally said in the group chat, I was like, the next person to make that joke is getting smacked the fuck up. And you didn't listen, and you got what I told you were going to get. So, I met Audie and a guy named Robert. I'm not going to weigh in too much on this because a lot of the drama that happened between him and the group, I don't really have anything to do with. I met him once, and past that point, we never talked. We never saw each other again, nothing. But everybody has the joke in the group, just calling him BBL Robert.
Yeah, he was fat.
I mean, I was a little overweight too at the time. But
wait, no, you were overweight, but it was like, you know, you're cool.
I didn't have muffin tops, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like he did. He was rocking that waist like Peter Griffin. To be fair,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say to that level. I feel like more like Steven Seagal.
dude, I forgot how squared his face was too.
Yeah.
He's
But
just like
like,
that.
by the way, just to explain the fucking BBL robber thing, fucking essentially what it is we. So Spider-Man and I, we go. Spider-Man wants to introduce me to a friend he met at college. I say cool, and he ends up taking him to and it's like BBL's. It's like a pool party, and BBL is bringing his girlfriend, and Spider-Man is bringing his girlfriend. And I'm not bringing anybody with me because, well, I'm a lonely motherfucker. But also, I just haven't met the right one yet, which is also the code word for I'm very sad and lonely. So,
we knew that.
oh yeah. But we go to this pool party and, like, we had a good time. And after this, BBL starts hanging out with us a lot. Like, almost every single hangout, he's coming with us, and he would try to make it about him, and like, and to be honest, like, okay, I shouldn't say this, like, he wasn't really trying to make it about himself. It was just he was always trying to hang out with us, like, and he seemed chill, seemed really straightforward with us. However, during the pool party, and this is like the after party, like we're having a bonfire, and um we're having a bonfire, and I don't remember who came up with this, but we all ended up deciding to have like a very emotional like speech towards every single person in like at the party. I speak to everybody and such, and and I said to Spider-Man's girlfriend, because she was like incredibly short and skinny, like to like an eating disorder level.
Wait,
So, and I was like,
is this a Starbucks X
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, it is.
okay?
And fucking, and like, but I really liked her. She was really cool, and she was a cool witch. Right? She controlled fire. Yeah, she was a firebender. But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. and, and the essentially, like, I said to her, like, you're a good person, all this, but for God's sake, put some meat on those bones. Like, just basically telling her she should eat more. And, I didn't think anything of it. Like, since, that was clearly a joke. Alright? And
Ryan, you got to remember, women aren't really great about jokes unless they make them themselves. That's why
I
your mom
know,
is okay
but.
about talking about you.
Oh, you mother. That was a good one. I can't even get mad at that. But thing is,
And my mom likes
and then I
talking
said,
about me
and then I
too.
said this, like, and I didn't even say it during the. I didn't say it during like the emotional like speech or whatever. But I said to like BBL's girlfriend that like she had like an interesting haircut where it was like half of her hair like on the bottom was like gone, but you don't notice it. I didn't notice it until like she started messing with her hair, and I noticed. I'm like, oh crap, you have like a wrestling haircut. Like, because a lot of
A
female
wolf cut?
wrestlers would,
Yeah.
yeah, like they would have that haircut, so that they would have less hair to have to deal with when they would put it in the headgear. And that's all I said. I meant nothing by it, and I completely forgot about it. But apparently, BBL and his girlfriend didn't like it, and Spider-Man's girlfriend didn't like it. And Spider-Man's girlfriend tells Spider-Man about it, and Spider-Man comes to me and talks to me about it. And I go, oh, I didn't mean anything by it, but that's okay. I won't mention it again. Like, I won't make any jokes about that. He thanks me, and I mean, whatever, move on with it. However, he does not tell me about how BBL's girlfriend felt. And And apparently, and Spider-Man had to come to me with this much after the fact. But Spider-Man had to come to me one day and tell me that BBL's girlfriend did not like the haircut comment, that I meant nothing about, nor was an insult of any kind, and she did not mention that she took any offense to it. And this is like a month after the fucking bonfire. The the BBL's like wanted to talk to me about it, but ended up deciding, like, you know, when the times we would hang out weren't good times for it, he just let. And apparently, even though now I know he wasn't trying to let it go, fucking he apparently was trying to let it go, and I had to confront him about it at a party out, not a party, but at a bonfire we were having at my house.
Mm.
And keep in mind, this is BBL's girlfriend. I have to confront him about an issue with his girlfriend. Alright? But I don't think anything of it, and I talked to him about it, and, you know, he says he was trying to let it go and such, or whatever. And I tell him what I meant by it, and, you know, he's like, oh, okay, whatever. And the whole time, he has a look on his face like he does not want to talk about this. Right? But I'm like, but to me, it doesn't matter, and I let it go. And then later, BBL leaves the friend group for the stupidest fucking reason I have ever heard in my life.
Oh, are we about to get to the butt dial?
Yes.
Oh, God.
So, you know how, you know, like, why I left my friend group, and, you know, why some other people leave their friend groups?
Yeah.
BBL left the friend group because he accidentally butt dialed Spider-Man when he was having a conversation with his girlfriend.
Well, here's the thing, too. You gotta remember, the Forbidden One was also in the same room as Spider-Man, and was like, no, keep the call up, and don't, like, say anything. You gotta remember.
What? No.
You know which one? The forbidden cuss word that is 3 letters. You know who I'm talking about. He was in that room. Like, no, let's listen in.
What? That's not what they were doing.
No, what Audie and Spider-Man were trying to do is like, hey, we're on the phone. You're not hearing us. This is... No, but at first, I want to say his name, but I can't. The Forbidden One was like, no, let's listen first.
Check Discord.
Do what? You know who I'm
Discord.
talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I just send me a Discord.
The one that you just asked a question about right now? Yes, the 3-letter word. That one.
He was?
You gotta remember, Arjun stayed friends with him for a while, and then I guess only recently kind of fell out with him.
Huh, I actually didn't know that, but...
You remember the night that the 3-letter made an account impersonating Arjun, and I called him out for it? Yeah. That's what I think kind of, like, separated them as friends. Because he can't be trusted. He cannot be trusted.
No shit.
So.
But, back to the topic. It's like, BBL is very, like, you know, so he butt dials Spider-Man, and the whole time Spider-Man, the Forbidden One, and the full-blown Indian are all saying, like, hey, we're on call, we can hear you, you know, hang up, stop, like, whatever. But the funniest part is that Robert, okay, I shouldn't have said his name, but BBL and his girlfriend are talking about the friend group and the issues that they're having with the friend group at the time. However, Spider-Man does not care, nor does anyone else on the other side of the phone, and are still like, hey, we can hear you. And eventually, the fucking, BBL finally notices it, hangs up, and ends up leaving the friend group because, in his opinion, that was a betrayal of their trust, even though it was completely accidental, and the whole time, they were trying to get his attention. Like, he literally left a friend group because of a fucking butt dial.
Yeah.
Like,
See, I mean, we're gonna get the
and
story of how you left your friend group, and then mine is pretty simple. We all made fun of each other for a very long time, to the point, because I was one of those that, like, any guy that I become like super close friends with, I hit a lot. I'm a hitter. I'm a hitter, and to the point I was scaring these two specific people of the group. They were talking shit behind my back this whole entire time. I try and call them out on their shit, and they walk away. I dropped being friends with them, which is where I'm happy about this one ex that I had back in 23. Made me drop them. I seeked out a new friend group, and now I'm part of this one, which has been the best one I've been part of so far, because it's not a direct mood with this friend group. I will say, a healthy friend group does not have a certain mood. Everybody's different from each other in some sort of way. We all have a little bit of different ages. We are similar in age, but at the same time, we do range a little bit differently. So, and everybody gets along. Everybody knows each other pretty well, for the most part. Except Cam. He's still a little mysterious.
yeah, he hasn't said anything in chat.
Yeah, I probably should call him and see if he's available at some point. So, but I mean, yeah.
But yeah, and it's just, and after that, like, and apparently, by the way, after I welcomed BBL into my home, fed him my food, he apparently did not like me. At all. That really pissed me off, because, well, I welcomed him into my home. Like, if I had just met him, like at that pool party and, you know, whatever, like, I really wouldn't give a shit. But thing is, like, I had to confront him about an issue he was having with me, and then I let him and welcomed him with open arms into my home.
You know what he didn't do?
Huh.
Hashtag stay humble.
Yeah. And, you know, it's just, like, if you don't like me, okay. I like myself, and I'm not gonna, you know, like, change myself for anybody.
You're blonde, though.
Like, yeah, like I don't give a shit what other people think of me. Like,
well, you
at the end
always
of the
give a
day-
shit when you feel like it.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, every time you go to the restroom, you have to give a shit every once in a while, don't you?
Oh my god. No, but it's, like, the thing is, though, if you don't like me or don't agree with me about something, you should tell me that. Like, I want you to tell me that. Like, I've actually had friendships that were broken up because they didn't tell me that they were having an issue about something with me. Like, I would have to confront the person about, you know, not, like, communicating with me that they didn't like this joke I made about them. And, like, listen, this is not me being like, oh, I'm completely innocent about this, like, you know, fuck these people. Like, I do understand that everyone has their own comfort zone, and, you know, if I break that comfort zone, that's on me. But at the end of the day, one, it's a joke, but two, you should communicate that with me. Like, I don't want to make anyone ever, like, feel uncomfortable or don't like themselves because of a joke I made about them, because it's meant to be lighthearted. It's meant to just, you know, make people laugh, feel good, you know? But the thing is, if you don't tell me that, it becomes an issue because, well, you're not telling me that I'm breaking your comfort zone. Like, if you don't tell me that, then how am I supposed to improve myself to where I don't, like, make you uncomfortable again? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I do feel bad for anybody, like, I make uncomfortable. If I offend you, I'm sorry, but, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a joke. However, if you don't communicate that with me, then go fuck yourself. I'm not gonna feel bad about an issue you made with me and then not tell me about.
Yeah. But
Sorry, I did not mean to go on a huge rant there.
I mean, you've been. This is what I'm wanting, anyways. This is what we're supposed to do. Nothing is the same. We always talk about something different. Talk about something new. That's what this whole base is a podcast, which wraps me up to the end of the episode. Actually, not the best way to end it, but it is.
Yeah, I mean, it is the first episode.
It is the first for 2 hours. It's not bad. Literally at the 2 hour mark.
Oh shit! I gotta do my Duolingo.
He's trying to pull in the bad dump truck Latina girls. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
Anyone
they're
Latina
not
in
gonna
the audience that likes.
They're not gonna get they're not gonna get angry about me asking them to make me a sandwich.
Okay, buddy.
Vives con tu novio.
Okay. Well, any bad Latina, like baddie Latinas out there that like twink white blonde boys that are somewhat mentally there, this one's your guy.
Somewhat.
Do what?
Somewhat. What are you talking about? Bro,
Somewhat.
I'm the only one. No, I'm the only person in the fucking friend group that has their shit together. All right.
Okay, that's not true.
All right. What makes you say? All right. Okay. We need to end the episode.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother discussion.
Because I could go on a whole tangent about that
Come
too.
back next time for when we discover why is the lion's mental health not good. We'll find out tomorrow.
And with that, we end the server for tonight. We will
Yeah.
see you guys again next week.
I hope y'all had a good time listening to us just talking about stuff. If y'all want us to talk about something specific, be sure to let Sam know in some way. I don't know how you're going to let him know, but just let him know.
Comments in the post. And with that, the server's logging off. Good night,
Alright.
folks.